Hello. Rewind. Was that all right? Here we are. Hello and welcome to today's and this week's Tuesday Tip or Two. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate. And listen, I service the Philadelphia and surrounding suburbs area. Okay, so Philadelphia, mainline, other surrounding suburbs and counties. Okay. So I'm super excited to continue this series talking about different loan programs, talking about different things that can help you secure a house. It is March and soon, fast approaching, is April. Okay, so let's dive right on into it. Everything else, of course, I'll edit. But thank you for those of you who are watching live. So we're talking about the pros and cons. The pros and cons of the Bank of America program. So, as you guys know, last week I talked about the Bank of America home buying grant program, and it has three different attributes that you can use all together or you can use separately. Okay, so let's get into it now. So some of the pros of these different programs. One of the programs, the Affordable Loan Solution Mortgage. It is no PMI, right? No PMI. You can also do 3% down payment, 3% down payment. So that's one of the attributes, the America's Home Buying Grant. You can get up to $7,500 of closing costs, up to $7,500. And you do not have to pay it back. It's not a loan. You do not have to pay those funds back. The other is the Bank of America Down Payment Grant Program, which is you can get help with up to $10K and 3% of the purchase price, whichever is less. Okay, so it's 3% of the purchase price and up to $10K. All right. Down payment only, and you can get cash back. All right. So we're going to move on to some of the cons. Now, if you want to learn more details about some of the benefits of the program, some of the details of the program, of course, you guys can go to my last Tuesday Tip or Two that I did and regarding the Bank of America program. So let's get into some of the pros. Again, low down payment, 3 to 5%. It can be combined with gift, down payment grant, closing assistance program, no PMI again, and it is available for first-time homeowners as well as repeat buyers. That's a fantastic pro. Okay, fantastic pro. So it's not like it's just for first-time home buyers. It is for any home buyer. Now, for first-time home buyers, you may just have to take a home buying workshop, but I think it's a-okay, right? So some of the cons. Let's get into it. A lot of times you may experience higher interest rates than other programs and lenders. Okay, so say maybe at another lender you can get, just to throw something out there, 3.5%. Maybe with Bank of America you'll get 3.75 or 4%. Just throw numbers out there. Okay, as far as the interest rate. Number two, conservative. They are conservative. They have conservative borrower mortgage qualification requirements. Okay, conservative borrower mortgage qualification requirements. All right, so what does that mean? It means that their guidelines as far as credit, as far as debt to income ratio, is a bit on the lower side, right? They're a bit more conservative. They're not kind of going to go to that edge of credit score. For example, their qualification for a credit score may be 660. All right. For other lenders and other programs, it might be 580. It may be 620. Okay. So that's just to give you an idea that they might be a bit more strict. All right. And also with their debt to income ratio, they usually keep it at about 43%. Whereas with other programs, it's at maybe 50%, between 43% and 50%. All right. Now, we've talked about this before. Why does that matter? What is a debt to income ratio? That's pretty much your debt and your income. How much is your debt overpowering your income? Hopefully it's not. And there's a percentage that goes by, right? And so that debt to income ratio affects your borrowing power. So if it's very high, then you're going to be borrowing less money. If you're high in debt, you're going to be borrowing less money. If the requirement is 43%, that means you're going to be borrowing less money, as opposed to if the requirement is 50%. Okay, that's going to change that monthly mortgage amount. All right, number 3, you have a borrower income limit. Income limit. All right, which means that with the, which program is that? With the America's Home Grant Program that offers you the help with the closing costs, you have an income limit, 50 to 90%, or I'm sorry, 50,000 or $90,000, depending on where you are going to purchase your house. So in certain houses, certain locations, it may be $50,000. If you're making $50,000 and under, fantastic, right? If you're making, in other areas, it may be the income limit is $90,000. So if you're making $90,000 and under, that is fantastic. But if you make over 50, it's going to be a bit more of a struggle for you because you have to be like, is this eligible? Does this work? And then, of course, if you are making over 90, then you will be ineligible for the program. There is also, number 4, loan limits, okay? So that meaning how much you can borrow, okay? So for the 3% down payment program, which is, again, the Affordable Loan Solution Mortgage, that offers you 3% down, as opposed to maybe 3.5 or anything like that, and it also offers no PMI. The loan amount for that is $484,000 and $484,350. There we go. At 3%. So that's your cap. Okay, so if you got pre-approved for 350, then you're fine. You meet that criteria. If you got pre-approved for 490, right, that's fine too. But you're just going to be paying 5% instead of the 3. All right. So if you max out of that 3% bracket with that $400,000, then the next step is you'll have to put down 5%. The income limit for that, or I'm sorry, the borrowing power for that is up to $726,525. Very specific numbers. Very specific numbers, but yes, that is the price range. Number 5, another con. Restrictions on property type. So, I mean, if you're an investor, this is not a program you need to be using, right? So this program wants to cater to, those who are trying to buy a residence, or, those who maybe do want to break into getting an income property, but they must live in the property, right? You can use this program with a income property that is with a multifamily up to 4 units. Now, of course, if you buy a residential, that's fine. But if you do want to get a duplex, right, a triplex, or a unit that's up to 4, you can use this program to acquire it, okay? You just have to live on the premises, all right? Now, number 6. One of the big things, and I'm going to just share a little bit of a story. One of the things about this program that is just something else is that when people see that you're getting the Bank of America plan, excuse my children. When people see that you're getting the Bank of America plan, sometimes they get a little leery, right? Sometimes they get a little bit like, I'm not excited about you, the buyer, coming to me, the selling side, having this mortgage. Why? Because some professionals have had bad experiences, right, with the program. Sometimes that can be a lot of delays, right? Some unnecessary headaches. And I think I talked about this before. When you're working with banks as opposed to mortgage lenders, lenders who are specifically doing this 24/7 all the time, they don't have much of a cap on their hours. They're able to work realtor hours, which a lot of times can be 8 o'clock at night. Can be 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, if something is really pressing, right? As opposed to banks, usually they're working their 9 to 5, maybe 9 to 6, but definitely 9 to 5. Usually they're off on weekends, but realtors, we are not. Mortgage lenders, they, flow with realtors. So typically, if something is needed, then they're going to get it to you. So some of the problems you may find with dealing with banks in general is something that comes up with working with this program. And quite frankly, if a seller has the option and they have maybe had some experiences with that particular bank or experiences with somebody having that particular program, then they're going to be leery, right? They're going to be leery and they're going to be like, what, I don't want to accept this offer because it's with the Bank of America program. All right. The other thing that's a problem is that sometimes, again, it could take longer for closing. So if you're trying to close in 30 days, it's not for you. You're likely going to be closing definitely after 45 days, which is normal, right? But sometimes, again, it can be an issue. You might be closing definitely after 45 days. Okay, so it's the expected, and a lot of times it can be 60 days and even longer. So those are just some of the issues with dealing with this particular program. I literally had an example of a listed agent say, hey, can you change out your mortgage company? We really want to accept your offer, but the seller don't want to deal with that bank. The buyer don't want to deal with that bank. If we have to, we will. But if there's another option, then that will make your offer stronger. Because, again, sometimes there are some experiences with different banks that are just unsavory. And that does not make a transaction go smoothly and easily. So thank you so much for joining me for today's and this week's Tuesday Tip for Two. Listen, if you want to get in contact with me, you know where to go. You go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, book.djmrealtyco.com. You can also, if you will, please like, share, and subscribe and comment. All that good stuff. Also, listen, whatever, as I'm doing a series, whatever one you choose is definitely up to you. You want to choose what's best for you and your circumstances. So a lot of times with clients, I'll let them know about this program because, hey, they may think that getting a house is unattainable, because they don't think they have as much, they don't have as much money saved. But there are programs that are like this that are helping people. Again, it may be a little trickier, but they are definitely there to help you in your dream of buying a home. Thank you, and remember, there's no place like home, no place like home buying. And oh, I got a question. So it says for a couple or individual. So that is for couple and or individual. So both. All right. No place like home, no place like home buying. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.